What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive in and discuss Smackdown from October the 25th, 2024. A pretty okay episode. This show was pretty good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, we kicked the show off with Randy Orton. So, he's walking backstage. He stops at Triple H and he tells him something. He and Triple H appear to have a disagreement, and Randy walks down to the ring. So Randy gets on the mic, and he says that he's been doing everything he can to get his hands on Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens is off limits for some reason. Randy Orton says last week Nick Aldis told him that he can't give him a match against Kevin Owens. So Randy then calls out Triple H and says if he didn't know any better, he would think that Triple H was protecting Kevin Owens from Randy Orton. So Triple H comes out, he gets on the mic, and he says that he would have preferred to not to do it out there, but since Randy Orton can't can't seem to show up to work on time, they'll do it right now. They'll do it now. Randy tells everyone knows Triple H is protecting Kevin Owens from him. Triple H says he's not protecting anyone. He's trying to do his job. Randy Orton tells Triple H to admit it, and Triple H tells him that the match is not going to happen. Randy tells him to admit it, and Triple H tells him he's not protecting Kevin Owens. He's trying to protect Randy Orton. Triple H says that Randy Orton... my bad. Triple H says that Triple H says that Kevin Owens has never had a friend in this business, and he took down everyone that was near to him. Triple H tells Randy Orton that he knows what it's like, but for the first time ever, Kevin Owens let his guard down. He trusted Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Triple H tells him, in Kevin's mind, they turned on him. Triple H says that he spoke to Kevin Owens, and there's something different in his eyes. He's not the same Kevin Owens, and Triple H doesn't want to put Kevin Owens in the ring with Randy Orton. He tells Randy Orton that he just came back after 18 months on the shelf. He didn't tear his ACL or his blow out of his shoulder. He had steel rods put in his back, and he just got him back. He doesn't want Randy Orton to be back on the shelf. Randy Orton tells him that's not going to happen. He didn't ask Paul Levesque to come down to the ring. He didn't ask the COO of a multi-billion-dollar company. He wanted the game, a guy who wore a leather jacket, the guy who came to his home with a sledgehammer and beat the shit out of him at his home. That's what he wants in the middle of the ring to hear him out. He asked Triple H what would he do if he was in Randy Orton's shoes. This is not the old Randy Orton being impulsive. He knows what's at stake more than anybody. And Triple H knows more than anybody what it's like to have it all taken away from you. Randy then asked Triple H to give him Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel. Triple H looks at Randy Orton and says he helps the God they know what they're asking for. He tells Randy Orton he has Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel. And he suggests Randy Orton from this moment forward. He suggests that Randy protects himself at all times, and that was it. So this is pretty cool. I like this. This reminded me of the Triple H and Batista promo. Was that WrestleMania 35 or 36? One of the two. I believe it was 35. What they did, the Give Me What I Want promo. So that was pretty cool. So I like that. This is fine. This is fine. This does make sense. I like this. Kevin Owens does his best work as a heel. And we should see this develop into a feud. So we should get 3 matches out of this. So I would hope that Randy wins the first match at Crown Jewel, and then Kevin Owens wins the last 2. Maybe they do a rematch at Survivor Series, and then they could do match number 3 at the Royal Rumble, but that's in February. So they might want to do Kevin Owens and Randy 3 at Saturday night's main event in December. I think that would be pretty cool. A good way to blow off their feud right there, because that's shaping up to be a premium live event on national television, and that's probably where they're going to go with it. So, yeah. So, that was pretty okay way to start off the show. Moving on. So, Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes, series finale, part 7. LA Knight is a special guest referee, and basically, it's a no contest. So, LA Knight takes out both Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. So he gets on the mic and he says, "There's a pile of losers in the ring, and the only man standing is the winner of Game 7, LA Knight." And then he says, "Yeah." So we all know where this is leading to. Triple threat at Crown Jewel. It's common sense. We all knew this was going to be the plan from the beginning. Like, who cares? I mean, this is fine, I guess, but, you know, it's not really that important. Continuing on. So, we see a clip from earlier on in the day between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton asked Nia what she can do. Nia says she needed someone to get rid of Naomi for her. And Tiffany says that she can do it. Nia Jax tells Tiffany Stratton she already found Candice LeRae, who will take Naomi out tonight. So in comes Candice, and she tells Tiffany Stratton that she can stay there and she'll handle Naomi. Oh, joy. Who gives a fuck? Moving right along. LA Knight, he's backstage, and he runs into Nick Aldis and asks him what that was. And since LA Knight wants to make himself the center of attention, he's not in a triple threat match against both Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, the Crown Jewel. So that's fine. We all knew that was going to happen anyway. Moving on. So Naomi defeats Candice LeRae with the help of Bayley, who comes out and she serves as a distraction. So this was great. She threw Indy Hartwell into the ring apron, and this allowed for Naomi to hit a modified full Nelson onto Candice LeRae, and that was pretty cool. So this is cool. I like this. I would assume next week it's going to be a tag match. Naomi and Bayley taking on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. That should be fun, because I love Naomi and I love Bayley. Ooh wee, they both got nice asses. I'm stating the facts. Stating the facts. But what do you do with Naomi and Bayley going forward? I don't know. Moving on. So Cody Rhodes, he's out next. And he's trying to make his entrance. He's about to do the whoa on his entrance, but Gunther comes out. He interrupts him. So Gunther asks Cody what he wants to talk about. Gunther says he wants to talk about Cody. Gunther says, was it necessary that Cody mentioned his daughter last week? The Crown Jewel title has nothing to do with his daughter. It has everything to do with champion against champion. Gunther tells Cody that at WrestleMania, Cody finished the story and the legacy for Dusty Rhodes. Gunther says Cody wants to be the quarterback. He wants that John Cena schedule just to live up to someone else's standards. He says he thinks he's doing all of this to make things a little bit more dramatic than they really are. Gunther says he's the greatest professional wrestler in the company, and his reason for all of this is to live up to himself. He tells Cody to imagine everyone not in the building, just them, and Cody gives him the honesty back. He wants to know Cody's real reason as to why he wants to do all this. So Cody says, Cody then puts over Gunther. Cody says that none of this exists without all the fans, and Gunther had the nerve to take away the woe. The woe from his entrance. So they do the woe. Cody asked Gunther where was he, because he was in Las Vegas yesterday. Where was Gunther? Doing the media rounds, talking about WrestleMania 41 and all the prestige, while Gunther is missing the giant responsibility that comes with being a champion. Gunther tells Cody that to look at his title. He's the workhorse champion of the company. Well, duh, Gunther, that's what your title was. It's another version of the IC title. Come on, bro. He knows everything about responsibility. He says he gets the same request as Cody does. The only difference is he just tells him no because he has the guts to say no. He has the guts to say no to the boss. He has the guts to say no to any media request, to any charity, and he especially has the guts to say no to anyone in the arena. He tells Cody the reason why Cody doesn't say no is because Cody stops being the servant. His little story is over. And that makes Cody a gutless champion. And a gutless champion will always be secondary to him. Cody then tells Gunther to call people... Cody says people call Gunther a ring general. Cody says Gunther commands no one. He leads no one. And he wants to mention guts. He says everything he does is about guts, and he hits Gunther with his right hand. So they have a little brawl for a quick second. A little bit Kadra gets involved. And they take out Cody for a brief second. And then Randy Orton comes down to make the save. And then both guys dip out. And Randy Orton lifts the Undisputed WWE Championship. And he gives it to Cody. So that turn is coming. Randy Orton's definitely going to turn heel. And I can't wait for it. This is great. This is interesting. When will Orton strike on Cody? We have no idea. But I do think that maybe Randy Orton might be the mastermind in this Kevin Owens heel turn as well. So I could see both Randy and KO turning on Cody. KO's already turned on Cody. Now it's time for Randy to do the same. And he will strike when the time is right. Good stuff there, but I really don't care about Crown Jewel. I just don't. Like, the Crown Jewel title, it doesn't mean shit to me. It's just something for Saudi Arabia, which is fine. But it's non-canon, so it's not important. Like, it's not. And I still think that, like, Goldberg should interfere so that way Cody can defeat Gunther. So I do think that Goldberg will interfere at Crown Jewel. Cody will defeat Gunther. And at Saturday Night Main Event, it's going to be Gunther versus Goldberg. So that's, incoming. That's what the rumors suggest right now. So, I mean, it's all common sense at the end of the day. Moving on. So, Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce, and Ava, they're all backstage, and they announced that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair will defend their women's tag team championships in a fatal four-way match, which we all knew. That was common sense. Like, come on. It's not really that serious. We all know that this shit was going to happen. I mean, it's a no-brainer at this point. Main event of the evening, Motor City Machine Guns. They defeat DIY. So, the Bloodline, they come out. So, Nick Aldis, he's in the ring with the Bloodline and the Motor City Machine Guns. Nick Aldis tells him that this won't happen tonight, and Solo says there is no problem. So Solo then tells the fans to shut up. Solo said that he wanted to come out and introduce themselves to the number one contenders. Solo tells the fans to acknowledge him. He tells Motor City Machine Guns, he welcomes Motor City Machine Guns to SmackDown and tells them that he's their tribal chief. So Chris Sabin, he introduces himself and Alex Shelley. Chris Sabin says they're always ready, and when they want to hand them the tag team titles, they're ready. Anytime, any place. Solo tells them since they're on SmackDown and they want to make an impact, I like what he did there, he challenges them to a tag team match right here, right now in Brooklyn. So Nick Aldis tells Solo that the Motor City Machine Guns have sacrificed for 20 years, and he won't let them have a match tonight. So Alex Shelley interrupts Nick Aldis and tells him that the titles are the most important things for them, and they want to do it right here, right now. They got it. So Nick Aldis asks if that's what everyone wants, and to get him a referee. So this leads us into the second main event. The Motor City Machine Guns, they become the new tag team champions by defeating the Bloodline with the help of Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. So Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso, they come out in the middle of the match. They both, all four guys fight each other. So Solo and Jimmy and Roman and Jacob Fatu, they all fight in the crowd and stuff. So that was cool there. Then Jey Uso showed up in a hoodie and a bandana, and he super kicked everybody. He speared Tonga, I believe, and the Motor City Machine Guns, they land the Skull and Bones for the 1, 2, 3 new tag team champions. Motor City Machine Guns, that's great. So the Motor City Machine Guns, they get their pyro. They celebrate with pyro behind them. So Jey Uso, he's in the ring, and Jimmy comes out, and the fans chant Uso, and they both embrace each other, and that was the show. So Roman's on the ramp, and that was it. This was great. I love this. This was excellent. Really, really excellent shit here. I loved it. I loved how they're progressing this story. This is great. So the Bloodline is basically back together. They're 3/4 back together. All they need now is Sami Zayn. But I got a feeling, and I've been thinking about it for quite some time, maybe Solo, maybe he's excommunicated, maybe Jacob Fatu excommunicates Solo from the Bloodline. So we could see maybe next week where Solo gets beaten down by Tama Tonga and Tamaloa and Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu is the new, tribal chief and stuff. And maybe we see Hikuleo show up to replace Solo. And maybe, Solo has to, come groveling back to Roman Reigns and the Usos. That could be a possibility. It's something to think about and have in the back of your minds. But this was great. This was great. This was tremendous. This was a really good episode of SmackDown. So I like the Bloodline stuff. I like the Motor City Machine Guns becoming the new tag team champions. They've only had 3 matches, which is great. I love the Motor City Machine Guns. That's good. I could definitely see DIY turning heel. It's basically coming, more than likely. The women's stuff was okay. I could see them putting Bayley and Naomi together as a tag team to maybe go after Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair once they win the Fatal 4-Way at Crown Jewel, or maybe during the go home maybe the go home show for next week's SmackDown. I can see that happening there too. One or the other. Yeah, and that was it. So SmackDown was okay. It was pretty good. I love the Bloodline stuff. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.